So this weekend, word came out that the quartet of Britain, Germany, France, and Poland have put their heads together, or more accurately, their heads of state together, and are demanding that Russia adhere to a 30-day ceasefire. And these four heads of state of the EU have said that if Russia refuses this 30-day total ceasefire, that they're going to unleash the most crushing sanctions of all time on the Russian Federation. And upon hearing of this plan, I thought to myself, my gosh, this must be the most idiotic thing I've ever heard of. Because in this situation, this ceasefire plan does nothing for Russia. It does not benefit them at all. It only benefits the Ukrainians. Typically a ceasefire is meant to benefit both sides in any conflict. When you look at something like an India versus Pakistan conflict, where those two countries have not yet committed large amounts of ground troops, a mutual ceasefire benefits both sides. Because neither side has taken any substantial ground from the other, there's not really anything to refortify or reposition. So what the ceasefire does in India versus Pakistan is allow both sides time to cool off and ask themselves, do we really want to keep going with this? Is there anything that we can actually gain by continuing this conflict? But with Russia versus Ukraine, it's a completely different story, because Russia has already conquered about 25% of the former Ukraine and are picking up steam with every passing day. A ceasefire would only serve to hurt them, because it would allow their opponents to refortify and re-strengthen without fear of airstrikes, artillery strikes, or outright face-to-face infantry attacks. So in this instance, in the instance of Russia versus Ukraine, a ceasefire is completely idiotic at this point, because it's totally one-sided. It only serves to benefit Ukraine. And so when I was asking myself why this is happening, I came to two conclusions. Either the leaders of the EU are complete idiots, or possibility number two, those leaders and the people who are financing them want an expansion of this war between Russia and Ukraine. But a story broke on HalTurnerRadioshow.com that opens up a third possibility. Hal Turner is reporting that as the European press entered the room where the heads of state of Britain, France, Germany, and Poland were meeting, on the table at which they're sitting was a bag of cocaine. And as the video shows, and I'll put that link in the description box below, as the video shows, you see the French President Macron hurriedly attempt to put a bag of a white powder into his pocket as the press enters the room. It's actually quite amazing to see. And I thought to myself, my God, it all makes sense. These guys are all just high on cocaine, and that's why they think this is such a great plan. Who would have thought that Europe has turned into the Dallas of the 1990s? We're seeing a return of the cocaine Cowboys. Except this time, instead of playing football, they're in charge of nuclear arsenals. And when they get strung out on coke, they don't party with strippers. No. They try and start World War III. It really is amazing and actually explains quite a bit. It explains how such terrible ideas are emerging from heads of state of major European countries. The cocaine Cowboys have returned. But this time, they're not American football players. No. This time, they're European heads of state. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Again, I'll put the links to the story in the description box below. This is Kevin Newsom saying God bless you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.